welcome Barb Byers.
Man, this is fantastic. What a way to take to the streets at noon hour. I bring you greetings on behalf of our President, Ken Giorgetti, the other Executive Vice President, Marie Clark Walker, and our Secretary Treasurer, Hassan Yousaf, and our staff who work with the students' movement across this country to make sure that students and workers stand together in solidarity. Many of our members are students. Many of them are parents and friends and grandparents of students. Many of our members work in education at all levels of the education. And we're together with students to make sure that we are delivering a message across this country about drop fees because, yes, education is our right. I don't think there's anything really revolutionary about saying that we want to reduce tuition and extra fees. That's something that should be our right. We want to convert a portion of loans to grants. That should be our right, and those are good demands. And we want to increase student funding. And you know, when governments want to do those things, they can find ways to do it. And it's interesting, you know, they find lots of money for lots of things that benefit lots of their friends. The federal government and the Bank of Canada found $45 billion to deal with the financial meltdown caused by Bay Street so they could give it to Bay Street to somehow make them feel better. That $45 billion is equivalent to the money, the total amount of money that was spent in Ontario in 2007, 2008 for education and healthcare, for post-secondary education and healthcare. I'm saying that if the federal government can find $45 billion for people who mismanage the economy, they can find $45 billion. And make sure the money gets into services and products for people, like education. Reduce fees, reduce the debt of students and their families. Just a few years ago, I was on a panel with a couple of students who talked about what the debt means, not just for them today, and not just for when they graduate, but right after that. And they talked about the fact that one of them was a law student, one of them was a medicine student, and about the fact that many of their friends wanted to go into family medicine, wanted to go into law, like human rights law and labor law, but they were going to be forced into corporate law because they had to find a way to pay off their debts. And so in that case. Not just the student who's got the debt, but society loses. And we need to make better choices. Two last points. One of them is that for the women in this crowd, and for all the people who have women in their lives, I want to tell you that that question of debt is even more difficult. Because women of my generation, the boomer generation, were told that the gap would close on our wages if we just got education if we just had fewer kids and took less time off for work. And so for generations after that, people started to do that. And for a little bit, the gap closed on our wages. But I want to tell you, sisters, that we've been doing some work over the last year on the question of women's economic equality, and the wage gap for women across this country is 70.5 cents on the dollar for every dollar that a man earns. And the sad thing is, the absolutely despicable thing is, that if you're a woman with post-secondary education, it's 68.5 cents on the dollar.